So the first one was institutional base, where it acted as an independent unit, that is, or subsidiary unit in financial institutions, that is in central government or state government financial institutions. In private sector base, so here the merchant banker also provide consultancy services to the private sector. In the issue of security, in the fourth category, they act as an advisor as well as consultant. Hello everyone, I am Harshita, lecturer, Department of Commerce, Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysore. Today we are in the fourth session of Unit 2, that is Merchant Banking. So what is this Merchant Banking? So it is one of the financial service which help in arranging of funds. So it does not directly provide funds to the customer, but it will arrange funds. At the same time, on the other hand, it provides consultancy services. In the sense, it gives guidelines, it provides advisory services, so it provides various types of consultancy services to the customer. Now let us see what we have discussed in a previous session. So in a previous session, we have covered this topic, that is role of merchant bankers in managing public issue. So here this merchant banker deals with the securities, that is, it helps or it gives advisory or consultancy services in respect to securities. So in a previous session, we have seen that what is the role of merchant bankers in the managing public issue, that is in issuing the securities to the public. So what is the role of merchant bankers? And the next is merchant banking in India. So how this merchant banking has emerged in India. So it is a step-by-step process where initially only certain organizations adopted this merchant banking. Later on, one by one, they go on adopting this merchant banking in India, like financial institutions like IDBI, ICICI. So before that, so this merchant banking was not there with these institutions. Later on, all these financial institutions, that is financial organizations, have adopted this merchant banking. Now in today's session, we shall continue with new topic of this unit, that is setting up and management of merchant banking in India. So how this management, so in a previous session, we have seen how this merchant banking has developed in India. So as I told, initially only certain organizations adopted this merchant banking. Later on, one by one, number of institutions have adopted this merchant banking services. Now, how they have set up, that is setting up and management of merchant banking in India. So in India, a common organizational setup of merchant bankers to operate is in the form of divisions of Indian and foreign banks and financial institutions, subsidiary banks established by bankers like SBI, Canara Bank, Punjab National Bank, Bank of India, etc. Some firms are also recognized or organized by financial and technical consultants and professionals. So as I told, initially there were only certain organizations who have adopted. Later on, they created a common organizational setup so that each and every, so there are number of financial institutions who have adopted this merchant banking in India. So Securities and Exchange Board of India. So this I have already told you, along with the RBI. So the closest power is in the hands of SEBI. So along with RBI, even the SEBI also undertakes this, or the control will be in the hands of RBI and SEBI. So Securities and Exchange Board of India has divided the merchant bankers into 4 categories. So here SEBI has divided this merchant banking into 4 categories based on their capital adequacy. So based on their capital requirement, so here the SEBI, so SEBI has a closed touch on this merchant banking institution. So it has divided this merchant banking into 4 types, so depending upon their capital requirement. So each category is authorized. So each and every category, so what the category they have divided, that is into 4 categories. So each category is authorized to perform certain functions. So here each and every function has different, or each and every category has different functions to be performed. From the point of organizational setup, India's merchant banking organizations can be categorized into 4 groups on the basis of their linkage and parent activity. So depending upon their capital requirement, here the whole merchant banking in India has been divided into 4 categories by SEBI. So each and every category is doing their own functions. So they have their own functions. So the first one is institutional base. So I have told you they have divided into 4 categories. So the first one is what? Institutional base. Now what is this institutional base? What is the role of merchant banking in this category, that is in institutional base? So merchant banks function as an independent wing. So under institutional base, it acts as an independent wing or as a subsidiary of various private or central government, state government, financial institutions. So here under institutional base, it acts as an independent unit. So where independent unit, that is, or it acts as a subsidiary of various private as well as central government, state government and other financial institutions. Most of the financial institutions are in public sector. So public sector is nothing but what? So it is not in the hands of private sector, but it is in the hands of government, that is public sector, and therefore such setup plays a role on the lines of governmental priorities and policies. So here merchant bankers are more in the public sector. So they can play a very wide role because public sector institutions are more than private sector institution. So here also the merchant bankers can play a very greater role in public sectors. Next, second is banker base. So the first one was institutional base, where it acted as an independent unit, that is, or subsidiary unit in financial institutions, that is in central government or state government financial institutions. And the second one is banker base. So these merchant banker function as a division or subsidiary of banking organization. So whereas in institutional base it acted as an independent unit, whereas in banker base it acted as a division or subsidiary of banking organization. The parent bank are either nationalized commercial banks or the foreign banks operating in India. So it mainly focuses on nationalized commercial banks as well as foreign banks operating in India. Next we shall see, these organizations have brought professionalism in merchant banking sector and they help their parent organization to make presence in capital market. So here what you have to remember, under banker base it acts as a division or subsidiary in banking organization. So here also they played a very important role in nationalized commercial banks as well as foreign banks which are situated in India. So as I told in the beginning, so here the merchant banking has been divided into 4 categories and each category is having their own functions. And the next one is broker base. Now what is this third category, that is broker base? In the recent past, there has been an inflow of qualified and professionally skilled brokers. So here there are number of skilled brokers in various stock exchanges in India. They are mainly focused on brokers who are dealing with or dealing in stock exchange of India. These brokers undertake merchant banking, relating, operating, also like providing investment and portfolio management services. Now here under broker base, so there are number of skilled brokers who are working in the securities market. That is what they will do. So they will help in providing investment for the profitable ventures. At the same time, it helps the investors to invest their money in portfolio management. So what do you mean by portfolio management? So deciding on which securities they have to invest, where they can yield high rate of return with less risk. That is, there are number of securities in the market, but the investors are not aware of such kind of securities. In such situation, so this broker base or the category of merchant banker which comes under broker base help them to invest in various types of securities where they can earn high rate of profit with less risk. So these brokers undertake merchant banking relating operating as well as providing investment and portfolio management services. And the next one is last category is private base. So first one was institutional base, banker base as well as broker base, and the fourth one is private base. So these merchant banking firms are originated in private sector. So here the word itself says that it is dealing with private sector. So these organizations are the outcome of opportunities and scope in merchant banking business, and they are providing skill oriented specialized services to the clients. So you know the main aim of merchant banker is to make arrangement of the funds, at the same time they provide consultancy services. So how does merchant banker work in respect of private base, that is in the private sector? So here also they provide wide variety of consultancy services in the private sector. So some foreign merchant banker are also entering into independently or through some collaboration with their Indian counterparts. So here some of the foreign merchant bankers also are entering into the Indian merchant banking. So private sector merchant banking firms have come up either as sole proprietorship. So how they are working? So these merchant bankers, that is private based merchant bankers, also work as a sole proprietorship, partnership, private limited or public limited companies. So the overall what you can tell that in private sector base, so here the merchant banker also provide consultancy services to the private sector. So these are the main four categories of merchant banking in India, which was divided by SEBI, that is Securities Exchange Board of India. So many of these firms were in existence for quite some time before they added to new activity in the form of merchant banking services by opening new division on the lines of commercial banks and all India financial institution. So there are a number of merchant bankers who are working under these institutions who help in providing consultancy services. Now let us see what are the categories of merchant banking. So merchant bankers are classified into four categories according to the SEBI, that is Securities Exchange Board of India, that is regulations 1992. So earlier we have learnt about other four categories, that is the four categories: institutional base, banker base, as well as broker base, then private base sector. So these are the sectors, but here they have division is made according to SEBI, that is four categories. So they are as follows. Category 1. So to carry on any activity relating to issue management. So here the first category always deals with activity relating to issue management. Clear? So issue management is nothing but what? Management of securities. That is, in order to issue securities to the public and act as a advisor, consultant, manager, underwriter and portfolio manager for capital issues. So in order to raise the capital, so this category 1 mainly focuses on what? On issue securities or issuing of securities. So they act as an advisor. So they give advisory services. At the same time, it acts as a consultant. So here the issue companies or the company who wants to issue securities to the public can consult this merchant banker. So they will give the guidelines. At the same time, it acts as a manager, underwriter. So it helps in underwriting the unsold shares of a organization, and portfolio management, that is help in investment in various types of securities. Next is category 2. To act as an advisor, consultant. So here also it acts as an advisor, consultant, co-manager, underwriter and portfolio manager for capital issues. So second category where they act as an advisor, consultant, co-manager. So here they act as a co-manager, underwriter as well as portfolio manager for capital issues. Now coming to the third category, to act as an underwriter, advisor and consultants to an issue. So here they only act as an underwriter, advisor as well as consultant. Whereas in category 4, to act as an advisor or consultant to an issue. In the issue of security, in the fourth category, they act as an advisor as well as consultant. Now coming to the weakness. So let us see. So we have learnt lot about merchant banking, right? So we know what is the functions of merchant banking, what is the meaning of merchant banking, what is the definition of merchant banking. Let us see, there would be some weakness of merchant banking, right? Let us see what are the weakness of merchant banking. Weakness of merchant banks or problems of merchant banks. Let us see. The first weakness is that SEBI guidelines have authorized merchant bankers to undertake issue-related activities. So here I have told you, SEBI is in close touch with this merchant banker. So they have to follow the regulations of RBI as well as SEBI. So this merchant banking is regulated by RBI as well as SEBI, and SEBI is in close touch with the merchant bankers. So SEBI guidelines have authorized merchant bankers to undertake issue-related activities. Of course, we know merchant bankers mainly focuses on issue-related activities of securities, right? Only with the exception of portfolio management, it restricts the scope of merchant banking activities. So it mainly focuses on issue-related activities of securities. So only with the exception of portfolio management. So it gives more importance for the portfolio management, where it leaves less scope for other activities which is provided by the merchant banker. And the second one is SEBI guidelines stipulate a minimum net worth of rupees 1 crore. So as I told, since they are regulated by this SEBI and RBI, so they have to follow the guidelines which is given by these institutions. So SEBI guidelines stipulate a minimum net worth. So there should be a minimum net worth of rupees 1 crore as per SEBI. So for authorization of merchant bankers. So in order to get the authorization of merchant bankers, so SEBI gives a guidelines that there should be at least how much? Rupees 1 crore net worth. So minimum there should be 1 crore net worth. Small but professional merchant bankers are facing difficulty in adhering such net worth norms. But so if the merchant banker or the organization who are undertaking, or the big organization who are undertaking merchant banker, so it may helpful for them because they will have this 1 crore net worth. But if you think the small organization who are not able to adhere such kind of guidelines which is given by the SEBI, so it is difficult for the SEBI, or it is difficult for the small organization to follow the guidelines of SEBI relating to net worth of rupees 1 crore, because there should be at least minimum. So the minimum net worth should be 1 crore. Next, non-cooperation of the issuing companies in timely allotment of security. So you know, merchant banker act as a intermediary between the issuing companies, that is issue of securities to the public, but there is a chances that non-cooperation. So these issuing companies may not cooperate. So there will be a chances of non-cooperation of the issuing companies in timely allotment of securities. So these issuing companies may not cooperate in timely allotment of securities and refund the application money. So they might not cooperate in respect of allotment of security as well as refund of application money is another problem of merchant bankers. Since this merchant banker act as an intermediary, as I told you, it always takes risk, or it always ready to accept risk. In such a situation, if the issuing company does not cooperate in allotment money as well as refund of application money, so it becomes difficult for the merchant bankers. Next, unhealthy competition. So there may be a chances of unhealthy competition among the large number of merchant banker compels them to reduce their profit margin, commission, etc. So this unhealthy competition, so here as I told, the merchant banker does not directly provide fund to the customer, but they will make the arrangement of funds. Since there are number of merchant banker, so it creates an unhealthy competition which thereby leads to reduce in profit margin as well as commission to the merchant bankers. And the fifth weakness is that there is no exact regulatory framework for regulating and controlling the work of merchant banks in India. So as I told, it is regulated by the RBI and SEBI, but there is no, for merchant banking, there is no particular regulatory framework. So there is no particular regulatory framework in order to guide these merchant banks in India. So if there is a proper guidelines which is given by a certain regulatory framework, then they can follow that properly. But there is no proper regulatory framework which is specially made for the merchant banks in India. Next, fraudulent and fake issue. So there may be a chances of fraudulent and fake issue of share capital by the companies are also possessing problem for merchant banker who act as a lead manager or issue manager of such issues. So here, this, as I told, here it gives consultancy services, at the same time it helps in issue management. Suppose, and the company will rely themselves by giving all the responsibility to the merchant banker. So in such situation, there may be a chances of fraudulent and fake issue of share capital by the company. So here the company who have relied its responsibility to the merchant banker, so it may undertake some fraudulent as well as fake activity in issuing of shares to the public. So, or in issuing of share capital by the companies also pose a problem for merchant bankers, lead manager or issue manager of such issues. So as I've told you, so during this issue of securities to the public, certain companies have given all the responsibility to the merchant banker and they will rely themselves. But there is a chances that, so there may be a fraud which takes place in the company while issuing the securities to the public. So thereby it creates problem to these merchant bankers. My dear students, in today's session we have learned the setting up of merchant banking in India and what are the weakness or problems which are faced by merchant banks in India. See you all in my next session. Till then, take care. Thank you.